This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news of the business of podcasting, brought to you by Spreaker from iHeart. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for Monday, September 30th. First up, Chartable is closing. What should I use instead? An article from Bumper's Dan Meisner, which reflects on the history of Chartable and its place in the industry now that it's been announced the service will be shut down in December of this year. While there is no one solution that fits into a Chartable-shaped hole, Meisner recommends several tools and services that can sub in for various features. On that note, Sounds Profitable is working closely with our partners to arrange the best deals and migration solutions to help them before Chartable goes fully offline. For more details, we recommend keeping tabs on our Slack server. Next up, Report, the State of Sustainable News Businesses. This new report from Brian Morrissey's The Rebooting surveyed 96 news publishers qualified as publishers whose primary business involves journalistic content rather than entertainment or lifestyle-focused content. Key findings include 64% of respondents saying their news operation is profitable. 80% expect their profits to grow next year. The biggest challenges facing the overall news industry, according to respondents, are traffic loss, 27%, shifting ad demand, 25%, and news avoidance, that's 18%. Next up, why brands can no longer afford Latinx in America. A new report from the Latino Donor Collaborative and Kantar outlines how brands can take advantage of both recent and forecasted future growth of Hispanic consumers in the United States. In 2022, 71% of surveyed Latinx populations aged 12 to 34 felt brands treat them as an afterthought. This year, that number is up to 76. The LDC stressed that, as the data shows, the importance of forming marketing strategies for Latinx audiences is purely good business at this point, separate from social justice or DEI concerns that have become social media talking points. Next up, Amazon's upfront ad haul tops $1.8 billion target. The company's first upfront season after introducing ads to Prime Video has reportedly paid off, with them exceeding their ad spend commitment goal. Amazon-owned video streaming services, including Prime Video and live sports telecasts like Thursday Night Football, are involved in this. One executive from an agency which booked over $1 billion in spending ad commitments at the upfront told The Information they plan to spend as much on Amazon Prime Video and Thursday Night Football as it will on services owned by Disney over the coming year. Finally, on sports podcast, Harris will discuss race and police brutality. This is from the New York Times. Current Vice President and Democrat presidential nominee Kamala Harris appeared in today's episode of All the Smoke. The New York Times preview of the episode says the appearance continues Harris's strategy of making campaign stops on non-traditional media platforms to appeal to niche audiences. In the case of All the Smoke, she's stepping into a show with a predominantly black male audience, a demographic that the Trump campaign has increasingly focused in recent months, which demonstrates podcasting's ability to connect audiences with voices is so powerful that non-political podcasts can become vital campaign stops during election seasons. As for the rest of the news, podcast distribution platform Podio has raised $5.4 million in funding for discoverability and monetization. Starting tomorrow, Vox will manage ad sales rep and distribution for American Public Media's The Splendid Table and its spinoff, The One Recipe. Former Cumulus Media Podcast Network executive John Wardock has launched his own podcast consulting firm. The LA Times' Ali Lerman dives into comedy podcasting powerhouse Your Mama's House. And podcast production agency Quill has ranked number 10 on the Globe and Mail's 2024 top growing companies list. Be sure to check out the links to every article mentioned right in your podcast listening app or at soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to the newsletter version. The download is written and produced by Newton Shuttlecotti, myself, Brian Barletta, and Tom Webster. This episode is hosted on Spreaker. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis. Download us again tomorrow.